It's a sound we could be hearing a lot more on New Zealand farms. A new study carried out on kiwifruit orchards in collaboration with Zespri and published in the Journal of Applied Ecology shows that farms adopting just some of the principles of organic farming can still have big benefits for biodiversity. Until now, it's been unclear whether getting these benefits actually requires adopting organic farming practices in their entirety.
In terms of our first stage of our analysis, what we look to see whether in actual fact kiwifruit orchards that are managed under the organic system do support higher densities of birds. And we found that native bird densities are in fact higher on organic systems than they are on integrated ones, but introduced species are pretty much ubiquitous across the system. And then we went beyond that to test whether the amount of woody vegetation that you actually have on the orchard and how much pesticide and the toxicity ranking of that pesticide affects densities as well. And we were able to show that if you increase the amount of woody vegetation that you have in terms of native patches rather than shelter belts, and you reduce the toxicity of the pesticides that you're using, you tend to have higher native bird densities than without those. And so we were able to show that if you implement those practices on integrated management systems, you also get benefits that's not just restricted to the organic system.
This research was also undertaken with support from the Agricultural Research Group on Sustainability, or ARGOS.
What we're looking at is organic, conventional and integrated farming systems, and really trying to identify the comparative performance of those systems, and then identifying best practices that could be shared and enhance overall farming performance for economic, social or environmental gains.
Globally, agricultural intensification has caused biodiversity loss and ecosystem damage. And as a result, the industry is coming under increased pressure from consumers and communities. And that's something Zespri is well aware of.
They're interested in it for a number of reasons. One, they want to know what the footprint is of their operations. They're a good corporate citizen and they want to be able to report on what the impact is from kiwifruit production, environmentally or socially or whatever. And part of that's a defence for their reputation. They want to be able to stand up and say that, you know, New Zealand kiwifruit production is sustainable.
And Katrina says the research does in fact indicate wider social and financial benefits to farmers from protecting biodiversity.
Well, I think that's the neat outcome of our research, is it shows that you can have benefits for biodiversity by doing small changes to your practices. And for example, if you're reducing the pesticide toxicity that you're using and the amount of pesticides you're using, you're reducing your costs in terms of your management. You're reducing the risk of health risks for yourself and for your consumers, but you're also having some biodiversity benefits. And so it also means, because organic systems tend to be restricted to quite a small component of the landscape, that if we're doing this across the landscape and farmers as a whole are able to reduce their use of pesticides or increase the amount of woody vegetation on their farms, then it's going to have benefits at a local scale as well.